call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we will start with a code of conduct presentation with Mr. Savoni and Mr. McDonough.
Check. Okay. Good evening. My name is Jeff Cervoni. I'm principal of Eden Middle School. I'm here to present the district code of conduct with high school principal Bill McDonough. We thank you for having us tonight. The district code of conduct is a set, in our mind, is a set of principles and expectations that applies to everybody that works in the district or has any part of anything we do in our district. So it's a really important document that we take a lot of pride in and we put a lot of focus on as we do a yearly review. As principals, it is probably the most important document that guides our work when we work with students and parents. So it's really a big deal to us that we go through it with a fine tooth comb, that we make positive changes to it, that we get a lot of stakeholders involvement. And this happens throughout our 4 buildings, and we have pretty extensive shared decision-making teams at every building level that meet. And I would say one of our focuses or prime directives is to look at the code of conduct, read through it page by page, pick it apart. I will tell you that we have really robust, deep conversations around different items in the code of conduct. And we have students, we have parents, we have teachers, we have principals, people from maintenance. We try to get every piece of the district we can to have some input into this really important document. What I'm really proud of is over my time with the code of conduct, we have made some major changes. We've always made a few changes along the way. And the longer we have eyes on it and great people working on it, I'm finding that we don't have as many changes as we used to. We really are tweaking it to really just sharpen that point and make it even a better document as we continue our work as a district. And it, for me and our principals, is building principals, working with students every day. With that being said, I will turn it over to Mr. McDonough to actually go over the official changes for board review.
Thank you. So we really only have a few changes, and I know one of the overhauls that I want to start taking a look at is just even the tone of the code of conduct, and take a look at the framework and the theme around it. So it's a little bit more inclusive and not so much a don't do this and a don't do that. So we're going to be taking a look at the tone of that and kind of looking at the code of conduct and reframing some of the phrasing as we look into next year. A number of the changes that we have are very few and far in between, as Mr. Cervoni mentioned. So I'm going to go over some of those right now. One of the first changes we made was on page 3, because that would be me. So we did change the new high school principal. Thought that might be important to keep that current and up to date. In having conversations with our elementary colleagues, what we also discussed, and a way to unite and conform all of the language to include all the pre-K to grade 5. On page 13, what we did is we eliminated under 9B, and we included that. I guess before that, unauthorized, we added smartwatches to include that. Now that a lot of students, they may not necessarily have cell phones, but the younger ages, they do have those smartwatches. So we did use that because they do use that as a different way to be connected. We did eliminate 9B. So we took 9B out of there and incorporated that into 9A, which is electronic devices in grades pre-K through 5 are deemed inappropriate by administration. The other piece that we added was in 9C, where we added, as far as the use of electronic devices during the lunch periods, is at the discretion of the supervisors. So that they, giving them the freedoms and the liberty to make sure that if students are not using them appropriately, would be able to handle those situations accordingly as far as the use of electronic devices during that time in cafeteria. With all of that and having met with all the different building levels and all the different members of the shared decision-making team, those are the changes that we are proposing as far as the code of conduct at this time for the 23-24 year. Any questions?
Sure. Some minor, minor adjustments to names and whatnot, and really only one I would consider a minor change to the content of the code. But in addition to your shared decision-making teams and whatnot, I know that a number, and I want to make sure the board understands this, a number of administrators attend regular law conferences, and there's a number of them that are offered during the year. And I know you gather a lot of information from those conferences to bring it back to review the code to make sure it's up to date. So I'm assuming that was part of this process as well.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, is there a request to withdraw specific items from the consent agenda? All right, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, consensus items be approved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
This is the approximate position and time that the board has designated to receive statements from individuals and groups. The board will review all statements, then respond appropriately at a future meeting. All persons in attendance are required to sign the attendance sheet and designate their representation status. For example, parent, teacher, bus driver, chamber of commerce, etc. There is a 2-minute time limit.
Anyone want to address the board?
Don't all stop
You
at
sure?
once. Yeah, I think there's.
Bueller.
I think we're set.
I think we're good.
New business, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, after successfully completing his probationary period, Darren Azzarella be permanently appointed as a microcomputer repair technician effective May 20th, 2023.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
Congratulations. Yeah. Okay. That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Safety Clean Parts Washer at the bus garage, which is no longer operational, be declared excess and disposed of as the district deems appropriate.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education of the Eden Central School District at a public meeting held on April 19th, 2023, hereby adopts a resolution approving the 2023-2024 tentative BOCES administrative budget in the amount of $3,729,872.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the 2023-2024 commitment for BOCES services be approved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education of the Eden Central School District casts 1 vote for the following candidates for the BOCES Board of Education with terms to expire June 30th, 2026. Gregory Cole, Thomas T. Joe, David Lowry, Christine Schnars, Jeff Chase.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
Okay, business report.
I'd just like to inform the board that we received the quarterly tax payment from Erie County Sales Tax of $530,988.80. It's been elevated as the past ones have, even though everything they're telling us says to look for it to drop down. It has not yet. Then I want to once again remind everyone, the Erie County Board of Elections has informed us they are going to use an electronic poll book. This is not a local decision. This is a Board of Elections. This change will require voters to have their driver's license or voter registration card with them for verification purposes when they vote. Any voter who does not have a driver's license or voter registration card may still complete a voter affidavit form. And again, as per usual, all voters must be residents of the school district 30 days prior to the May 16th vote. That's it for me this evening.
Superintendent's report.
Thank you. So I have a facilities and construction update for you. Thank you to the board and the community for your cooperation in moving tonight's meeting to this space, the middle school, high school library. We experienced some unexpected issues with the elementary auditorium ceiling, and we are in the process of working with our partners to determine the cause of the issues, as well as a timeline for return to that space. I do expect the elementary musical to move forward, but we may have to utilize the middle and high school auditorium. Thank you to Mrs. LaRosa and all involved for already getting that process started. More information will be shared in the near future. Speaking of the elementary building, the much awaited, or maybe it was me who was much waiting for, the lighting of Eden's front porch happened about a week ago. The lighting is stunning and actually better than I anticipated. So hopefully you have a chance to drive by or walk by that area after sunset and get your eyes on it. Again, speaking of eyes, thank you to Gary I for sharing his thoughts on how to best highlight the wonderful facade of the elementary school. We are moving forward with window replacement and brick cleaning in that building and anticipate the project to ramp up in the next few days. In this building, the board will notice some changes in the hallway outside the library. The new tile is step one in a process that will see the Eden Raiders emblem, as well as the credo of embrace, educate, empower added to that space. I don't have a timeline for that, but I'm really looking forward to see how that shakes out when it's completed. Over break, the middle school and high school also received new ceilings and lighting in the stairwells, which dramatically improved that space, much improved for sure. And this room to my left also had a new ceiling installed over break as well. Something new to talk to you about, and I'm glad Mrs. LaRosa is here because she really took the lead in developing this partnership. But I'm excited to share with the board and the community that our district has entered into a partnership with the University of Buffalo School of Education to be a host site for their new teacher residency program. This program replaces the traditional student-teacher model. The program is designed to enhance the experience of college students who are working towards teacher certification. Each student who is placed with a cooperating teacher in our district will be with us for an entire school year. They will have the same responsibilities as previous student teachers. The 2-semester approach immerses the resident teachers in the classroom 3 days in the fall and 4 days in the spring. As an added benefit to the district, those teacher residents will serve as district substitutes on the days they are not in their assigned classroom. So they'll be with us 5 days in the fall and 5 days in the spring, 2 days as a substitute and 1 day as a substitute respectively. Doesn't solve, but begins to address a number of different issues. The only district cost to the district is those associated with serving as a substitute teacher. Most importantly, however, this program should serve as a great recruitment tool for our district and allow Eden teachers and administrators to work with and educate potential future members of our team. Okay. Finally, special congratulations to all of our high school students who were inducted into the National Honor Society this evening, and early congratulations to our middle school students who will be inducted into the National Junior Honor Society tomorrow evening. Any questions for me? Thank you.
Student report.
Good afternoon. My name is Trey Emick, and I am the co-secretary of the class of 2026. This afternoon, I will be giving you a brief overview of what the Student Council has been up to recently. We had our middle school math and science night Tuesday, March 28th, and it was a success. Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week will be May 1st through 5th. We will have student representatives going from classroom to classroom, giving teachers little goodies to celebrate that week and show our appreciation for them. We are planning for the Powder Puff game to be on May 11th from 6 to 7 p.m. That could change with weather, but we are selling t-shirts to benefit Be Like Banks Foundation. The Eden High School Student Council field trip, team building, escape room, and lunch at the Cheesecake Factory will be next Friday. And grades 6, 7, and 8 are having a roller skating party Friday, May 12th. The 8th grade moving up day breakfast and Darien Lake trip will be Friday, June 9th. And the 7th grade Bison's game trip will be Thursday, June 1st, 2023. That's all for tonight. Have a great night.
That's good. Okay, thank you. And board report roundtable. I got nothing. All right. Okay, the annual budget hearing will be Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023 at 7 PM in the Eden Elementary School Auditorium. Probably will change, okay. The annual school budget vote, Tuesday, May 16th, 2023 from 9 AM to 9 PM in the Eden Middle School High School Auditorium foyer. And the next regular Board of Education meeting is Wednesday, May 17th, 2023 at 7 PM in the Eden Elementary School Auditorium. And now, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education enter executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular person or persons.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, abstained, motion carried. Thanks for coming. Have a great night. If you need signatures, come on up.
You picked a great meeting to come
Yeah.
to.